Meow. Okay, let's look at a one-star attack and see what we can do to improve it. Okay, right here we have a tricky base, and it's tricky in that there's a lot of corners around the perimeter that make it tough for the wall breakers to target. So right here, if you do a golem drop here at either 6 o'clock or 12 o'clock, what happens is the golems are going to be drawn to the center point here where the mortar's at, or here on the bottom, it'll be drawn towards that cannon. And what that does is it'll pull the golems away, and it'll cause the archer towers or cannons. It'll give them ability to target any type of wizard line that's there along the bottom. So what I like is kind of a sideway entrance. And over here at 3 o'clock, you want a golem drop roughly around the builder hut and the dark barrack, and that will draw them towards this archer tower. The whiz line will go from the builder's hut all the way to the gold mine to take out these targets. The wall breakers need to be dropped right about here, as close to that point as you can, and they'll target that point right there by the archer tower. You want to keep them as close as possible so that they target only this point, and then the balance kind of scurries off and hits maybe these little other spots here in the corner, but at least it's towards the inside. Once the wall breakers break this point, drop your P.E.K.K.A.s again close to that point as well. They'll target that archer tower, then your heroes, and then the balance of your CC. And by dropping them close to that break point, it will target something on the inside versus the outside. And then you'll probably have a heal spell on the intersect line with the CC and the hero, and let them go to work a little bit. And the jump spell would probably be right around, right around the expo, and then you'd rage or heal on the townhouse. Okay, so that's what we do here. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Now we have a good golem drop. Okay, so now right here at the bottom, we have on the wizard line, it's a little bit heavy here about 2 o'clock. You want to make sure you have a nice, take your time making that line. You got plenty of time because the golems are going to work. So just a nice even line, and the most important thing is as you drop one, you'll see that where the bombs are at, and if you drop them too fast, you'll get wiped out by a giant bomb. So just take your time along this wizard line, and it'll start taking out these targets even if there's a giant bomb. Okay, as it is, we're still doing a pretty decent job here getting these targets taken out. We still have some more up top that we need to work on a little bit. The golem's right there at the archer point. That's a pretty decent job. Okay, so now let's see what happens. Okay, boom. Alright, so the heroes are dropped, and part of the problem is that now you have a bunch of obstructed targets, right, with walls, and you have some down here, and you have some over here to your right, and then as you go to your right, there's also a whole line of targets up here up top. So by targeting that first, it'll get that target, it'll stop, and then it'll go next to the next nearest unobstructed. And in this case, it's going to hit this target, and these guys are just going to start moving off to the right. And then the same thing happens with the P.E.K.K.A.s. So now it's a pretty clear example about what happens here. So you have all this cleared out, and the P.E.K.K.A.s are dropped. Unfortunately, because all these walls are up, it targets the first nearest target, which is that dark barrack up top. So after you drop the wizard line, the giants need to be dropped right about there, and they would have gone to the archer tower, blown up that hole. The heroes and the P.E.K.K.A.s would have targeted that and at least start moving towards the inside. Once the archer queen comes over, they're going to see it and move right towards her. Alright, and the last wizards come out. A couple wall breakers. They targeted that point just like we thought. And now they kind of scurry a little bit. Okay, and then here's an example. So if the wall breakers are dropped earlier, they take out this point. Here comes the CC. There's the Archer Queen. You drop your heel with the P.E.K.K.A.s. There'll probably be a few more wizards on the inside. Regardless, you'd have your heroes as well that you can rage, heal them, take out the CC, let them move across, and then drop a jump spell right about here, and they can move towards the TH. P.E.K.K.A.'s going for the nearest target again. Alright, so again, it's not too bad of a job. Okay, so right here you can see, even though we don't get into the center of the base, the P.E.K.K.A.s and Golems, because their beasts have worked those stuff around, they're going to backdoor the TH. Right here is a great spot to drop the jump spell, throw down the heal, throw out the enrage, and that whole thing is taken out. So it's easy to get fixated on targets or troops when they don't do what you want exactly, but you never give up on the attack because there's always a chance. So don't get fixated on just one troop. Try to keep your eyes clear. The goal is the townhouse. So any type of troops that get towards that townhouse, make sure you focus on that. Protect them as much as you can, and use your spells to get that TH. Not a bad attack. It could have been a nice solid 65% 2-star, but that's what happens. Just a little bit of drop technique. Hi, Chihuahua.